Okay, Mark, thank you very much. Any comments or questions? Yes.
Hi, thank you very much. Kieran Walsh is my name. I'm clinical director at the British Medical Journal. I suppose what's changed since 2009, we live in an era of fake news and social media. How will we get the messages across today?
It is scary. And I'm really afraid of that, because that was not around in 2009. People would still respect authority that you got by learning something or by professional experience. That is gone. Everybody has graduated from the University of Google, and respect for knowledge is gone, because why would you need knowledge when you can create knowledge by typing a couple of keywords in Google and getting it yourself? That is extremely dangerous. Also, the level of politicians that we have. When I show these pictures, except for maybe some exceptions, you might want them back. It is different. When I look at the US and also Italy, the anti-vaccination sentiments, they're growing, and they're growing also at the political level. That is very unsettling. Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Yes, shout.
I really like from International SOS. So what about engaging the influences of this day, like the entertainment industry?
That has been tried to a certain extent, also in 2009. I mean, you saw Barack Obama being vaccinated. We do that every year in the hospital. In the hospital, the director and the vice director, in their underwear, are vaccinated. Yeah? That has a huge impact. So influencers are important. But you need the right influencers. I mean, the
wrong ones, like the Kardashians.
Well, if they do the right things, they might not be the wrong ones. But I think they become unpredictable. They become unpredictable, I think.
How effective was the Emmys?
With?
The Emmys.
The Emmy Awards.
They gave a flu shot.
But that was not necessarily. I think they meant well. I don't think the Emmy Awards ceremony necessarily is the setting to do vaccinations, but I think they meant well. I saw the footage. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yep, Caroline Brown, WHO Regional Office for Europe. Mark, I really like your presentation, and I've seen it before, and it's still entertaining. But
it's only entertaining the first time.
Okay, no, it's still. But okay, so Belgium called it the Mexican flu, as did many countries. It's a good name, but certainly from WHO perspective, we try to avoid implicating the countries. And I think that's part of preparedness. Let's be prepared for the next pandemic. What are we going to call it that we could all call it?
Well, we still talk about the Spanish flu, the Hong Kong flu, the Asian flu, and I've never felt that was extremely discriminating against, for example, the Spanish people. I agree and I understand it. But the different names that were used they're okay to use in scientific journals. That is fine. But to use that in communication with the public, it was over their head. You talk about H1N1 and you lose 90% of the audience.
I understand, but I can assure you that our Spanish colleagues are still sensitive about 1918.
Yeah,
It's not WHO that determines the name. Yeah,
so. True. But I do understand the sensitivities.
But don't you think people understand H1N1 now?
Well, a lot more people do than a couple of years ago, but never overestimate that, really. I mean, it is over their head.
But H1N1 is seasonal today, so the Spanish flu is not seasonal, so.
No, I know, but they're trainable.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
So you have mentioned your experience with Belgium. Do you believe similar experiences have been in other European or even non-European countries?
I think it might be. Well, in Belgium this was possible, not because it's a great country, but it's a small country. Yeah? If you want to do this, one voice, one message in a huge country, it is very difficult to achieve, I think. I think it's more important, or what worked more was the fact that I was apolitical. I think that had more of an influence. If you have a career politician do that, from day one he gets attacked by the opposition, whose duty it is to oppose. but that it makes life very hard, I think, for them.
Well, perhaps if you compare it to the Netherlands, which is quite similar, we had about 20 spokespeople, yeah, and so that made it very difficult, yeah. So.
Coming from Italy, I don't remember what happened in Italy. So honestly, it was 10 years ago.
Okay, thank you very much, Marc.